Did you?
Get her going, guys. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. What have you got for?
Got some moisture, so we're laying as many roads as we can get to. Going along. Gonna go see how the byway looks. Try to get it plowed in the next, not hopefully this week, so it can melt off next week.
Donuts. His cell phone went off last week. Everybody turned
You were kind of joking.
Not really.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna shut mine off.
I left mine at home. What'd you show me about Steel Bridge? Still Lake Bridge.
Steel Lane Bridge, the delivery dates are on here.
Oh,
I gotta call way back and,
Get over there.
see when I can get the crane and stuff. The super seals will be here, which is great. And we can get them filled with concrete and get moved up there. But I'll have to talk to the crane guy and see what works. And then, so yeah, it'll be.
But you think that's gonna be all completed, done by
The end of the next month.
this month or June, before?
The bridge will be done on the 29th, so I'll have to set it up.
And your crane work will be all done before June 30?
Before June 30? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be all done the first week or two of June. And then, we're gonna meet on Anderson Lane tomorrow
9 o'clock.
at 9 o'clock. Discuss that culvert and stuff.
Yeah, the culvert, Molly should tell you that's FWP, NRCS, Kelly Rowe, whenever they figure that out, then you'll know. Guess they're all supposed to be there.
And then I did see an email on Browns Bridge.
Yeah.
Need some more signatures.
We got them.
It's all Madison County hasn't signed yet.
Okay.
Madison County hasn't signed yet, that's why I picked up on.
Okay. And then that one, I guess, is go, I guess. That'd be nice to kind of get some of this big stuff. But other than that, just Blaine Road. Cool. We don't have to look at them eye today. Probably just gonna throw the gate open today, but it won't officially open until the 15th, but we'll probably just open it. But we usually don't open it until the same time we do that.
Well, if that's an issue, I don't, maybe
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
it
that,
is.
I don't know, but hell, I have to go up there again because there's no snow, unless it's snow put up there today.
It might, yeah. I was gonna say.
Usually we wait because it's a lot of snow up there, but
Okay.
this year they didn't have much snow, so yeah, we'll just open the gate. Officially open it on the 15th, but if people want to go, I guess we can go. But the byway we can't because there's an agreement.
Yeah.
Everybody always worries, well, there's no snow there either. Well, there's an agreement with the federal highways. We cannot open it until May 15th. Good that. Go along.
Nick?
Got good moisture.
Yep.
Spent a lot of last week going through minutes and paperwork, looking for stuff. We're looking for the boundaries, the district boundaries. Like we only found one out of the three. I know Tracy's reached out to a gentleman in Silver Bow.
Yeah, these are the Butte, we get fees from Butte Silver Bow to cover our canisters, and we don't even know what those district
Right.
boundaries are, so.
Anaconda, Deer Lodge, Madison County,
What do they call them, Divide and Melrose districts, so.
and then the big hole district. So we've been looking at all that kind of stuff, and then inquired about the scale. I guess it's crated up, ready to be shipped, so just waiting on that other part. That's all I got.
Tom?
Well, believe it or not, we have a fire going in Beaverhead County over by Wise River. Everybody's probably heard of it. It's run up to about 1,500 acres right now. I was just on the phone with the Wisdom District over there, and they don't see it going out even with the moisture that we've got right now because of what it's burning in. It's in some really heavy dead and downfall stuff, and this stuff's just probably gonna keep sparking off and cooking for a bit anyway, so they're kind of standing up still, just like we kind of didn't even get the rain, so they're just gonna stay prepared for it. That's this thing, and hopefully snuff it out here right quick. But on the other note, worst case scenario, we plan for it to be here for a while, unfortunately, so.
Where's it at?
Been dealing with that. It's Sawlog Creek.
15 miles northeast of Wisconsin.
Well,
Twin Rock, Wise.
Yeah, it's not too far right off the rail. And it is kind of in an area to where it's been surrounded by some older barns, but, you know, so the blessing is that if it runs, it will run back into them, or they can herd it back into them. It did get a couple log decks, apparently, that have been sitting there for a while, so there's already been some private losses with it, so. They're putting incident command posts over at the Wisdom Airport, and probably be headed over there tomorrow. It sounds like I'm gonna get out of going there today, but it's here already. Yeah. That's about all I got.
Okay, Justin?
Nothing in the arena today or this week. Fair board meeting today. Other than that, that's all I got.
Amber?
Starting to get through equipment, getting things going. Started shuffling some trailers, do trucks next. Building, just have to do a final walkthrough with him, get him the check, and we'll start moving into the building, so hallelujah. That's it.
Okay. Stacy?
Tomorrow is a school district election, so we'll probably in the break room, probably won't need the break room until probably about noon, but, yep. So we'll be here late night tomorrow, hopefully not too late, but that's it.
Judge?
No, thank you.
No,
There's
I'm gonna hold them till last.
Oh, okay.
Well, second to last. No last.
I haven't been here since I went to conference, so it was a successful conference up in Butte. Some good takeaways, but I'm also starting to realize, like, I've been at the bench long enough where some of it's starting to be repetitive, which is a good thing, right? I have a grasp of things. So it's just a good affirmation of what we're doing. I did lead a training on Wednesday morning. It went over, big hit. I actually played Jeopardy, made the judges get out of their chairs and quit listening to the at the front of the room. And we were active and they were laughing and having fun and asked to do it again in the fall. So we're going to do that. And then just getting back in the swing of things. Last week was super busy catching up. We have a bench trial at the end of this week on Friday with Margot. I think it'll be her first bench trial. We're anticipating it's gonna be an abstention, meaning the defendant's probably not gonna be there.
Those are easy to win.
Well, yeah, if
That's
the
a good
evidence
job.
is there,
You did it right, yeah.
yeah.
You lose those, you did something wrong.
So that's what we're doing, getting jury letters ready to go out at the end of May. That's it.
Joyce?
So I was requested last week to go follow the Meals on Wheels gentleman around while he did his route, mainly at a UN Western Dining Services, Tara Jones. Wanted to make sure that the meals were delivered in a sterile manner and just for me having eyes on one of the things I took away from spending 4 hours with Dave, who does the route around Dillon and a little bit outside of the city, is what a vital program this is for the area. It serves the most, I guess, vulnerable citizens around, people that can't leave their homes or have a very hard time leaving their homes. One of the things that's kind of been on the table with the city is buying a vehicle that can keep the meals at better temperatures, and because everything's so weather dependent, and also the meals are put out from the UN Western licensed kitchen in coolers to keep the temp control in the coolers. What we noticed over 4 hours is definitely that a vehicle that would help maintain those temps would help a lot. I heard a rumor that the county was even offering to maybe help pay for a little bit of that vehicle, and that the city has some money to pay for it too. And my recommendation after that was I wrote up a nice email stating all the things I witnessed and how I would totally support the purchase of that vehicle to keep this program going forever, because it's so important, and Dave does such a great job with those people. In some cases, it's the best part of their day, seeing him come to their door and chatting and giving their dogs treats and things like that. So I just want to say that was an amazing day for me. And
Can I tag on to that?
yeah, tag on.
If you guys didn't know, the last Great Harvest Big Day is this month, and Meals on Wheels is one of the foundations getting some of those final profits. So if you want to encourage it to keep running or get a new vehicle, go to Big Day.
Yeah, buy lots of baked goods.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I've been doing is trailer court inspections, which is always interesting and fun. So that's going to take me a while here the next couple months. But I mean, of course, restaurants and everything else too. But anyway, it's all good. That's pretty much it.
Sean?
So I hooked up the clock last week. So as of right now, it is dinging the correct amount of dings.
Yeah.
It's a minute behind. We have to adjust the time still on it, but so far that's going great. No issues there. I talked with Dawn Harvey about AED machines last week. She actually is looking into getting 2 for the fairgrounds, one for maybe the 4-H building and one for the fairgrounds itself. That is more of a grant that we have to look forward to. So I've never wrote a grant, so I may be talking to a few people about how to do a grant. So, and getting a few AED machines for Bob, and then possibly public health and the treasurer's office. We also had some issues last week in the jail with plumbing.
You say that every week.
I know. So last week we had,
Throwing down the toilet.
well, when you have 20 men that are taking a shower, the shower gets clogged. So the shower got clogged, and then one of the sinks actually wasn't working properly, and one of the solenoids needs to be replaced in one of the jail sinks. So we got that part ordered, so hopefully that'll be here in the next couple weeks, hopefully. This week we will be helping Stacy with elections. Sean is actually going to be out tomorrow. He's going to be cooking for Stacy for elections and the crew over there. So we'll see how that all turns out. I have the plumber and the electrician coming this week to start slowly hooking up the generator over public health. So we'll be doing that. We also, let's see, I have Johnson Control coming in Thursday. They're going to be here getting the panic buttons set up for in the jail that they had broken. Lost one of them, so we're fixing those. Other than that, that's kind of where we're at. Just trucking along.
Okay, Mike?
Well, it's Teacher Appreciation Week, so today and tomorrow I'll be visiting the schools and have a little present for all the teachers. Wednesday, we have the Child Protection Team meeting at the, I guess it's down, is it?
In our courtroom.
It's in your courtroom down at 11 o'clock. And then on Friday, we have the rural track meet, and I'm assuming the weather is going to be a little bit better. If it's not, can't do it on Friday, we'll do it on Monday. Have to do it on Monday at BCHS Vigilante Park. Yes.
Any rural pole vaulters?
We have no pole vaulters.
I was a rural pole vaulter.
Yeah, that's what happened. So that's it for me.
Great.
Oh, not much, doing lots of little stuff, working on CWPP for Tom, working on districts for Nick. Cybersecurity website. That's about it, really. A lot of little stuff.
That's for last, okay?
Thought you were saying
What's that?
Stacy for last, I thought. It's all right. I believe we have on the agenda later today, talking about the FBO agreement with the airport. That's not in here. Then need to get that on the next one if it's not, but airport meeting tonight.
It's here.
Good. Hopefully get that finalized and wrapped up, and might need to make a few tweaks to it, but I'll try to arrange to have Nate Bills, if it's approved, arrange to have him come in and meet everybody and stick his head in, just because he's going to be, a pretty vital part to the operation of that airport, and pretty
That's
vital
tonight?
to the county. Yeah, airport board meeting is tonight. Yeah. And so, working on that, working on a few other civil projects. The criminal wheels keep turning. Like you heard the judge say, Margot has a trial this week. I've got one in 2 weeks. Jury trial that will not be going away.
Okay.
And he will show up.
Okay.
So that'll be a fun one. Cody and Margot will be kicked butt, so is the rest of the staff. So, going well. Any questions for me?
Do we have one that came out late?
That's insurance.
We're,
John, that's insurance guy.
What's that?
Insurance. That'll be 9:30.
Okay.
there may be a couple other developments on Access Canyon, but we're not really gonna, if something's kind of rumored gonna be happening or thinking about maybe happening, we're not really broadcasting it just because,
No, I just,
we don't want, we want to make sure that any news that's released is something that's actually going on. And so right now it's still kind of up in the air, but we're working on that as well. Any other
Good luck.
questions from anybody?
This Nate is planning on opening a restaurant up at the airport, is that correct?
I'm not aware of that.
You're not
Well,
aware of that?
well, I'm not involved with that.
Okay, I'll give him a call.
Yeah.
We've been talking, so.
And then would like to work on kind of maybe changing the ordinance a little bit for covered loads going to the dump. I know we've talked a little bit about that, and making it something that's got a little more teeth and a little easier to enforce, just because we've got a bunch of garbage on the 10-mile road from, loads going up there every day that are uncovered, blowing around. So another thing to look at.
Wonder what they do at Logan over there, because the interstate from Bozeman to Logan is just loaded with garbage. They must not have a very.
I don't know if they have this,
I think it blows out of the land. You see it in pairs.
I don't-
Yeah, they have
I-
stuff.
They have an
they
ordinance
have
up
an
there.
ordinance.
Those people sneak them,
Okay.
yeah.
They're actually gonna look at putting a transfer station in Bozeman.
Sitting over here is Hope Parker. She's in our next thing. Everybody wondered why she's sitting there. Okay.
We didn't leave now, all right?
No, that's fine.
Anybody else?
I won't be here next week for the meeting. I'll be on Wednesday this week to Wednesday next week.
Okay. Anything else?
Them two back there.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Hey,
Stacy and
knows
Becky.
this. It's budget season again, and what we learned loud and clear last year with Betty retiring and stuff, is, that we're gonna try some budget stuff different this year. Just, I guess, pass the information on, make sure everybody wants to know. We had a couple budgets meetings with the commissioners the other day, getting everybody up to speed. 'Cause, looking back, Betty and I started doing that budget, and like I said, she was my work spouse, or whatever you call it. We just sort of did that, met with you guys, anybody want to do it, and we did it. And that institutional knowledge that got stuck in our two heads about getting it passed on is dangerous. You know, that proverbial bus situation, you know, it'll go. So this year, we're gonna work on budgets like state statute tells us to. So we're gonna start preliminary budgets now, and the first mark on the calendar has got to be back is June 10th, is when preliminary budgets have got to be finalized. So that's back to Becky. So we'll get going through this real quick. The second thing we found out was with payroll. We have got to have you people, or at least tell everybody, employees, what we got to do. Stacy's getting them time cards in, and hopefully by noon on Monday, and it's been requested or required that you're supposed to have your paychecks in your bank the next day. That's impossible. That's causing a lot of mistakes if it's going to happen, to be able to correct it. And legally, we've got 10 days from the end of the pay period, or time your time cards are requested to be in. So just to take the relief off of Stacy on that payroll, we'll have the checks in the bank by Friday. The deadline will be Friday. Most of the time, she can probably get them a little earlier than that. We got payroll May and June. We're going to be working on this. So start talking to people and spread that word around that if your paycheck's not in your bank that Tuesday, you know, we're going to be doing Wednesday and Thursday, and by Friday it will be. So if you can start passing the word, if anybody's got any questions about that.
Clarify, when do you want to make the timesheet?
I still need the timesheets Monday morning, no later than the Monday morning of pay week.
And that's the other cute part in state statute. Is that at noon on Monday is the deadline.
Well, that's what the personnel manual says, but Betty and I actually had requested it by 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Like the earlier the better, because it's.
But when it's written that that's the deadline, if you don't get it in, now we're legal to wait till the next pay period to pay you.
Okay.
So if that gets spread out around there, I think maybe we'll get it by 9 o'clock. We'll probably do that. But okay, that's on payroll. Everybody okay? I think that's going to have to be. Number 2, Becky. She's handed out all your budget worksheets. And this is just on the expenditure part too. There's going to be some coming for you big guys with a lot of revenue that we don't need to know about. There's going to be a revenue worksheet now. So, county attorney is here and his victim advocates. Here's the plan on that thing is to do this. If you've got questions on any of this stuff, who to turn them back into, get them back to Becky. In all due respect, you come and ask me a question, I'm going to say no. On purpose, we're going to start having budget meetings that Sky with your victim advocate, they were wanting to do some stuff this afternoon. We've only going to do it in front of the 3 commissioners.
It's just fine.
That way, everybody's got that knowledge, okay? We can work through it. So, Bobby, when you do your road stuff, don't let us do it with just me and you and Becky. Let us spread it out. Let everybody. That's what I want to do is just pass this institutional knowledge on a little bit, so we've got a little bit better at that stuff.
So are you setting a time for each department to have a budget meeting?
No,
or
you're
do
gonna.
we
I guess you.
ask you?
I think we ought to start scheduling it.
Right.
Probably through Becky. Probably gonna be easier to keep track of it. And at that same thing, Stacy, some of you guys have asked before, Amber, of whether you guys want to get together and have a little bit of budget 101, like we keep calling it, to see how the whole county rolls together. If you want to do that, let me know. We'll do it. If somebody wants to show up, we'll do it 2 or 3 times.
Love to,
Huh?
love to.
Love
I
to.
think it's a great idea, especially for the department heads that haven't done it a whole lot. I just think it's great information for everybody.
Ask some questions. I'm apologize, but I'm gonna go play. But pick a month next, or week next, a day next week, 13, 14, 15, 14, 15. We'll have one in here.
I think it's super important. The ones that you've done for the weed districts across the state. It's been, what, 5, 6 years since you've done one of those at least? I still get people calling and saying, hey, Mike said this, remind me. Like, they remember it.
Mike said, that's, but
But
it actually
you
is.
you put it into terms that people understand.
Okay, that's what I appreciate, because I mean, it is a complex thing looking at it. But like John, I showed John the other day, I mean, it's actually just filling little blanks. And it's simple math. There is no complex algebra in this stuff. It's pluses and minuses. One division. So, okay, we'll do that, Thursday. A short hour unless you got a lot of good questions. So if we do it at 10, we'll be done by noon.
Okay, that'd be good, yeah.
10 to noon. Do not let me forget there.
What day?
Huh?
What day?
They're on the 15th of May.
Anyway, we can broadcast that and record it too for future reference.
Mm-hmm. I've got one of these things sort of on a thumb drive that the weed guys have done for me. Yeah, but it's we can do that. But I said this institutional knowledge I think is the important part. Uncle Joe money sort of drying up. We're not going to have a lot more of all the ARPA money, Jobs and Recreation Acts or whatever that is. So what we're doing. So that's it. As you look through these lists, the top part of your list is all over that one side is 100 numbers or 1,000 numbers. Anything that starts with a 1, way over here on this side, is payroll. Cross them out. You guys don't get to do that. Put it blank all the way down to health insurance or something like that. That is where the commissioners are going to set the raises, whatever we're going to do for payroll next year. We'll get it to Stacy. Stacy will get it into the program and then get back to you on your next handout that we get. So don't even worry about payroll. It's just going to be, I guess you guys can always say, you know what it was last year. You can move them over. You're trying to get your whole budget ahead, going down. So everything from 200 and down, all the way to 900. That's supplies. That's everything else on that list of that you have. If you go over a single dollar more than last year, don't do it. I don't think we're going to have the money this year, guys. So as you go down to the $200 or 200 numbers and all on down there, if you need or if there's a serious reason you got to go to that number, hand write on that piece of paper why. So then we can have this discussion with the commissioners and everything. Then we can explain why. Because on the we get this piece done, the revenue's coming right after there. And then we're gonna have to find out if all what everybody wants to spend. We got all the money. If they balance, we're good. We're good. It's that simple. Questions? So 15th, we can get a lot of them back. Other than that, we'll start. If you got questions, start asking Becky and the commission.
Grant money, where does that go? Like, in some of that's allocated toward training, so you have to spend it on that. So is it all in there too, or?
Yeah, the revenue sheets, that's the stuff you know it as you're working through your expenditure part. You're gonna put it down there.
Okay.
Here, a week or two, we're gonna start getting the revenue out. Most people don't need the revenue that's in general fund. Road, the sheriff, a few of these guys that have some big revenue. If there's grant money coming, that's the one you need to know or let us know. Public health is a big one that way. Victim advocate, that's what we're talking about. Those are the ones we don't have. So simple. Let's get started on that way. Everybody look at these budgets. If you have questions, we're gonna get the rest of these passed out. And questions, we'll go to Becky. John, start asking the questions. You've got questions, just write it down. And then when we start having our public or our little commission meetings, we'll do it. They don't necessarily need to be published or anything else. They're work sessions, so we'll just, as we're working through the budgets, we'll just have those. Maybe I'll roll them all together on commission, or on Mondays when we have meetings.
John?
So how's this work with the CIP budget with myself? Is this gonna be something different?
You get it. You get some questions, you get your little, I guess if you call it your Santa Claus wish list, you put it on that thing, you just gonna sit right here and tell us what you want.
Okay.
And it's, if we get to be the Grinch and tell you no,
Sounds fair?
that's how we're gonna do it. That's exactly what we wanna do. If you
Okay, I was
want-
just curious because I know the last few years has been kind of
Yours has been awful wonky.
awful wonky, and that's my question. Was
Yep.
if it's still gonna continue to be wonky, or?
Hopefully not. No, it can't be. But anyway, you tell that and explain, and then we gotta explain to everybody why we did the wonky. So we'll get that going. Okay, before you leave, these aren't just for the commissioners. We can't eat that many. Thank you. So before you leave, chocolate chip or zucchini? Huh? Zucchini muffins. So grab one before you leave.
So
I think we're ready.
I believe next week you probably need to do muffins because